Hello Ignatian family, and welcome to this Ignatian Spirituality and Yoga video. Thank you for joining. My name is Father Bobby Carley. I'm a Jesuit priest currently at St. Mary's Student Parish at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, rocking my Michigan Catholic shirt. It's an honor to be able to share this practice with you during this time of the conference. I am planning to come out to the in-person conference, so God willing, I'll see many of you out there. So. In this practice, we'll have about 20 minutes of movement of asana-based yoga, and then about 20 minutes of a guided meditation. So I'll use a little yoga nidra of guiding you through awareness of the different parts of the body, and then moving into an Ignatian contemplation. And with the theme, imagining a path forward, the imagination is a really significant part of from both the Ignatian tradition and in the yoga tradition. In the Yoga Sutras, the term vikalpa, imagination or imaginary perception can be a modification of the mind, cluttering the mind, but it also can be a way of deepening in our spiritual practice and deepening in our connection with our true essence, with our true self, with the divine. So we'll use this imagination to imagine a new way moving forward, rooted in our tradition, and yet how can we imagine a new world where justice and love and compassion reign. So I invite you to come into a seat, whether you're seated in a chair or on the ground, and feel free to make this practice your own. If I offer any poses or model anything that doesn't work for you for whatever reason, just make it your own. This is your own practice, so listen to your own inner teacher. So wherever you are, just begin to settle, perhaps lowering or closing the eyes if that's comfortable for you. Just taking a moment to arrive here, connecting with your breath, with your body, with this awareness that we are in God's presence. An awareness that God is in all things, and yet we need to take that time, take that awareness to open our minds, open our hearts, open our bodies to allow God to be known within and beyond. I invite you to set an intention or the grace that you're seeking for this practice or for this conference. Perhaps the ability to imagine a new way. Perhaps an intention or grace of compassion for self and compassion for all of creation. Or just simply peace. So just allowing any word or phrase to arise. As you take some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth or the nose, just feel that intention. So let's begin to bring a little simple movement, starting to sync the breath with the movement of the body. So let's just begin with the shoulders. Begin to roll the shoulders a few times, one direction. And just be aware, notice the feelings, notice the sensations. So rolling 3 times or so each direction. Good. And then just squeeze the shoulders real tight up towards the ears, shrugging them. And then your exhale, relax them down. Inhale one more time, squeeze, and exhale, release. This time let's just lift the head, gaze the head up towards the sky. And arching your back, doing a little full spinal arch. And exhale, curve the spine. So this is a little seated cat-cow pose. 2 more times like this. Inhale, shine the heart forward, lift up to the sky. And your exhale, curve, crunching the shoulders down, curving the whole body, chin towards chest. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Nice. Now we'll take a few other movements to the spine. So we just did an arch and a curve of the spine. And now we'll take a twist in each direction. So your inhale, reach up to the sky, find length in the side body, length in your hands and fingers, and then twist around to the left. So I'm mirroring, so I'm doing the opposite. So Just twist around to the left or to either direction. You can take your right hand to the outer left leg or knee, and your left hand can be on the side of the chair or on the ground. And breathe here. So your inhale, find length and extension in the spine, and exhale, twist. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Coming back to center, inhale, reach the hands up to the sky, and your exhale, twist the other direction. Taking a few breaths, the inhale to lengthen and extend, and the exhale to twist. So we're opening the body, the breath, the mind, all to deepen our perception, deepen our capacity to imagine. And coming back to center, and then we'll take a bend to the spine one more way, taking a side bend over to the left. So take your left hand either to the side of the chair or to the ground, and your right hand reaches up and over. Press down through the seat and extend up through the side, rib cage through the arm. Maybe gaze up at the hand. Continue to breathe here and just soften. So finding this balance between effort and ease, between being contemplative and being active. Come on back to center, reach the hands to the sky, and side bend to the other side. So these 6 different movements of the spine that we've done so far are great. You can do this standing or in a seat. And come on back to center. Release the hands down and just take a moment pausing. This constant practice of reflection, awareness, engaging in action, but then always reflecting, reconnecting with your breath, with your intention. And then we'll come around to hands and knees pose. So finding tabletop pose. And if you're not coming to the ground, you can try and do this as best as you can from your seat as well. Or just imagining, right? Using this imagination, right? So even if you're not doing all these poses, just to imagine the body doing this still has benefits. So find your wrists underneath the shoulders and your knees underneath the hips. And we'll again take a few cat-cows as we did in the seat. Inhale, shine the heart forward, arch the spine, arch the low back, and exhale, curve the spine. Maybe tucking the toes under for this, and untuck the toes. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, coming down. And let's come down to a child's pose. Extend. Again, those toes can be tucked or untucked. And then coming back to your tabletop, and just wag the tail a little bit side to side, taking the hips left and right. And now just taking a moment on your own to either continue with some cat-cows, maybe some circles with the hips, as fast or slow, as big or small as feels right for you. Just syncing the breath and the movement. So child's pose, cat-cow, circles, just taking a moment here, finding your foundation, but then finding some movement and awareness of the body, the breath, the sensations. And then meeting back in hands and knees, and we'll take another twist. So keep the right hand down on the ground, and take the left hand to the hip, and just start to open out the spine, again twisting. So this turning, these twists are a way we could imagine a turning towards the Lord, turning towards God, opening our hearts, trying to empty ourselves and open out to greater awareness of the Spirit. You may lift that left hand up to the sky if that feels right for you, and maybe just taking some circles with the wrist, opening up the wrist joint. Open out a little bit more, and then thread the needle. Left arm comes underneath the right arm, left shoulder to the ground, left side of face to the ground, and then your right hand can press into the ground and point the elbow up to the sky, or you could wrap around the low back, Sometimes it's nice to send that right leg long, just to deepen that twist. These twists, it's a releasing of that which gets in the way, if that which creates an obstacle to God and to your true self. And then that opening up to receiving, coming back to hands and knees. And we'll repeat that on the other side. So root the left hand down to the ground, and the right hand can first start out at the right hip and open the chest, and then lift the right arm up to the sky, maybe making some circles. And then thread the needle. So right arm comes underneath the left. That left hand can press into the ground with the elbow pointing up to the sky. Maybe wrapping around the low back. Maybe sending the left leg long, tucking it under. And breathing, feel the twist. And at your own pace, begin to make your way back to center. Back to hands and knees. And in a moment, we're going to come to standing. So for those who are on the ground and would like to come up through a downward dog to get to standing, I'll guide you through that. But if you can find your way to standing in any way, if coming through downward dog is not available for you right now. So to come into downward dog, really ground your hands strong into the ground, about shoulder distance. Tuck the toes underneath and lift the knees just a couple inches off the ground and point the tailbone up and back as you press the hands into the ground. And just pedal the feet, pedal the legs, bend one knee, straighten the other for this first downward dog. And then just to measure out your hand to feet distance, come forward to plank, top of a push-up, so your wrists are underneath the shoulders. And then keep the hands and feet where they are and come back to downward dog. Nice, from downward dog now. Begin to come forward, either hopping or walking your feet between the hands, and come into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, bring the hands to the shins, extend the crown of the head forward, and fold forward. 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. 1 more time. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward, and just hang for a few breaths. Maybe just letting the arms hang, maybe grabbing opposite elbow. And feel free to keep a little bend in your knees. So you don't need to straighten the legs or lock the knees. Just bend those knees as much as you need and allow the head and the neck to hang. Find some length. Let gravity pull down the torso and the upper part of the body. Release, bend the knees deeply, and then lift the hands up to the sky. And then release the hands down to your side. And let's just pause for a moment here, standing in mountain pose in Tadasana. Coming back to your breath, your intention. And so we'll move through one simple sun salutation, a Surya Namaskar, sun salutation A as it's often referred to. So we'll inhale, reach the hands up to the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step or hop back to plank, top of a push-up. And then you can either lower down knees, chin, and chest, or lower down through chaturanga, through a push-up. Press the elbows in towards the rib cage as you lower down. And inhale to up dog or cobra. Shine the heart forward, soften the shoulders down, find length in the neck. And exhale back to downward dog. Nice. And now again, walking or hopping your feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the hands to the sky. And exhale, lower back the hands back down and pause for a moment. Good. We'll move through this again, but add on some lunges when we're down on the ground. So inhale, reach up, come into a little back bend. Gaze up and back, open the heart, maybe cactusing the arms. Come back to straight, standing up to the sky, and exhale, fold forward. Again, bending those knees as much as you may need. And then step or hop back through plank to downward dog. Maybe lowering down, knees, chin, and chest, or chaturanga. Inhale. Shine the heart, soften the shoulders. Elbows in towards the ribs. And tuck the toes. Downward dog. Nice. So from downward dog or from hands and knees, just send the right leg back. Find some length. And exhale, bring the right knee towards right elbow. Pause for a moment, or right tricep. Inhale, lift it up and back. And exhale, step the foot between the hands. Lower the left knee to the ground into a low lunge. And then come up. Bring the hands up to the sky in this lunge. You may stay right here or coming into a prayer twist. So bring the hands to heart center and then the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And twist as we've done a few twists before that we're a little warmed up now. You may tuck the toe under and lift the back knee, the left knee off the ground. And coming back to center. And then let's come into a high lunge, Anjaneyasana. So still on the ball of the back foot. Allow a little distance between your feet so you have balance and stability. And then we'll open out to a warrior two pose. So warrior two, check in with the knee right above the ankle. Soften the shoulders and gaze over the front fingertips. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Straighten both legs, reverse the triangle pose. Coming back through triangle. Let's actually bend the knee and come into a side angle pose. So just stacking the right elbow on top of the right knee and left hand can come up to the sky or maybe reaching overhead. Feel the feet strong, grounded into the ground and finding that length and extension in the body. Bring the hands to frame the right foot and then step back either to hands and knees through the chaturanga, the vinyasa, or back to downward dog. And from downward dog or from hands and knees, we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. So send the left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee to left elbow or tricep. Inhale, lift up and back. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Lower the right knee, and we'll come up for that lunge. So practicing this, feeling yourself grounded and strong, rooted into the ground, and yet opening and finding expansiveness, right? So using this sense of imagination, right? That we're grounded in a tradition, in a community, and yet opening ourselves up to new possibility. Coming into prayer twist, hands to heart center, and twist right elbow towards outside of left knee. And imagine the body twisting even a little bit more. You may tuck the toes under, lift that back knee if that feels right for you. And then come back to center and into that high lunge, Anjaneyasana. And opening out to warrior two pose. Check in with the knee so the knee is safe above the ankle, not out to the left or to the right or extending beyond the ankle. Tuck your tailbone under a little bit rather than sticking the tailbone out. Tuck the tailbone, spine straight, and gaze over the fingertips. Couple breaths here. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, reverse the triangle pose. Find lots of length from the left foot all the way up through the left side body, left arm, left fingers. And then come back through warrior two into that side angle pose. And then coming back through your choice, through the vinyasa, and back, and we'll meet in child's pose. So finding the down to the ground, knees wide, big toes together, hands and arms can extend, coming into child's pose. Reconnecting with the breath, the intention. Nice, and then coming back up to hands and knees, we're going to come into just a short pigeon pose on each side before coming down to our back. So we got the blood pressure moving, got the energy moving and flowing through the body. Now we're going to start to come into an area of the body that tends to be pretty tight. But so can we practice just breathing and staying there when we encounter some tension? So I'm going to come into it from hands and knees, but you're welcome to come in from downward dog. So like coming forward to that lunge and then heel toeing the foot over into your pigeon pose, and bend that knee as much as it needs so you can stay centered so the hips don't fall over to the side. So bend that knee as much as you need. Take some time to set up. And then when you're ready, coming down into sleeping pigeon pose, maybe stacking the elbows, extending the arms. So another option, if this is not working for you, so stay here, continue to stay for another minute in this pose if you're good here. But another option is on your back, crossing the leg like a number 4 and doing this reclined pigeon pose. Flex the foot so you're pointing the toes back towards the knee. So 2 options for pigeon. Can you stay a few more, taking a couple more breaths, softening in. Practicing finding this patience, finding your presence when you're getting, maybe you want to move or you want to make yourself more comfortable. Can you lean in a little bit more and stay in it? Find your breath, find your grounding. And then at your own pace, start to make your way back either to hands and knees or to downward dog. And we'll repeat this on the other side. So left side, maybe lengthening that leg first and then sending it through, setting up for your pigeon pose. Take a little time to set up. That knee may bend as much as you need. Some people keep that shin parallel with the front of the mat, but for many of us with tight hips, we have to bend that knee a little bit. Square yourself, and then coming down and finding a pose you can stay for about a minute. If you're doing that option on your back, crossing the left ankle on top of the right knee, threading the left arm through the right arm behind and pulling the right thigh towards you as you press the left knee away and flex that foot. A few more deep breaths. See if you can soften. See if you can find your awareness here, tuning in to the sensations in the body. There's this phrase, the issues live in our tissues. And if you can't feel it, you can't heal it. So let's feel the feelings and perhaps being able to release some of the charge around that. Good. Beginning and make your way back out from your pigeon pose, and we'll all come to meet in a seat for a moment. And just extend the legs out into boat pose. Lift the legs. Find your breath. And slowly lower down to your back and release. Settling in here. Before we come into this final resting pose, any final poses here? So Maybe just windshield wiping the legs side to side, maybe taking another spinal twist to each side and pausing for a few breaths. Maybe a happy baby pose is nice here, or a shoulder stand or plow. So finding any poses here. And then in the next 30 seconds, find your way into Shavasana, corpse pose. And you may choose to lie down, or if lying down is not available or comfortable or safe for you, you may find a comfortable seat in a chair. So in your Shavasana pose, just let the feet fall open, the palms face open towards the sky. A little distance between the arms and the side body. See if you can keep your spine, your neck, your head all straight in one line. And just begin allowing yourself to drop in. I'm going to come and move up to a seat to guide you through the next part of this practice, but I invite you just to stay completely still for this next part of the practice. So in this place of stillness, just begin to let go. Becoming aware of where your body is making contact with the ground. Notice the feeling of the clothes on your skin. And just begin noticing the sounds around you. Any sounds, beginning with the sounds furthest away. The sounds a little closer. And then the sound of your own breath. Perhaps even the subtle sound of your heartbeat. Beginning to move inwards. As we move through the different parts of the body, just begin to bring your awareness there. Perhaps repeating the word or just bringing your awareness there. Bring the awareness to the right hand, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger. Palm of right hand, back of right hand, right wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm and shoulder, armpit, right side of body, right hip, thigh, knee, shin, ankle, top of foot, sole of right foot, big toe, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Letting go of the right side of the body and bring the awareness to the left side. Left palm softens. Left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. Back of left hand, front of hand, left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm and shoulder, armpit, left side of body, left hip, upper thigh, knee and shin, ankle, top of left foot, bottom of left foot, big toe, second, third, fourth, and fifth toe. Bring awareness to the back side of the body, bottom of the left foot and the right foot, left calf, right calf, bottom of the left leg and thigh and right thigh, left buttocks, right buttocks, lower back, middle back, and upper back, back of neck, back of head, top of head, forehead, left eyebrow, right eyebrow, left eye, right eye, both eyes together, left nostril, right nostril, both nostrils together, tip of nose, upper lip, lower lip, both lips together, tongue and jaw, the skin and the muscles of the face soften, left ear, right ear, throat, center of chest, right side of chest, left side of chest, upper abdomen, lower abdomen, pelvic region, pelvic floor, whole front side of body, whole back side of body, left side of body, right side of body, whole body together, whole body together, whole body together. And now beginning to let go of the awareness of the body and moving into a deeper state of awareness, beginning to engage the imagination, beginning to visualize a scene. I'm going to share the scene at Jesus' tomb when Mary Magdalene was invited to imagine a new way. Mary Magdalene came to the tomb early in the morning while it was still dark and saw the stone removed from the tomb. She ran and went to Simon Peter and to the other disciple whom Jesus loved and told them, "They have taken my Lord from the tomb, but we don't know where they put him." They both ran, but the other disciple ran faster. Simon Peter went in and saw the burial clothes. The other disciple also went in, and he saw and believed. The other disciples returned home, but Mary stayed outside the tomb weeping. And as she wept, she bent over into the tomb and saw the angels in white sitting there, one at the head and one at the feet where the body of Jesus had been. And they said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She said to them, "They have taken my Lord, and I don't know where they laid him." When she had said this, she turned around and saw Jesus there, but it did not know it was him. Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you looking for?" She thought it was the gardener and said to him, "Sir, if you carried him away, tell me where you laid him, and I will take him." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned and said to him in Hebrew, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Jesus said to her, "Stop holding on to me, for I have not yet ascended to God. But go and tell the others, I am going to God, to your Father, to Abba, to my God and your God. Mary Magdalene went and announced to the disciples, I have seen God, and what he told her. Just placing yourself in for the moment in this scene with Mary Magdalene, with Jesus, inviting Mary Magdalene to imagine a new way to believe and to go and announce this. What might it be like for you to be in this scene, encountering the risen Christ, perhaps telling you not to weep, but to believe in the newness of life and to go and be part of building up this new way, the kingdom of God. So just taking a few moments to dwell in this presence. Noticing what the risen Christ is like. What do you notice? And what does Christ want you to hear? How does he mission you and send you forth? What does he want you to know, to feel, and to believe as you move out into the world to announce the living God in our midst? And then imagining Christ sending you, go and announce, blessing you, sending you forth. And now beginning to bring some awareness back to your body, back to the breath. Begin to bring some movement back to your fingertips and to your toes, to the wrists and ankles. And then starting to lift the arms overhead, coming into a morning stretch. And then at your own pace, just very gently make your way to fetal position on one side. Beginning to move back to a side into this posture of rebirth, reawakening. And gently, if it's comfortable to keep your eyes closed, just slowly make your way to a seat. In a seated pose, just taking a moment in stillness, just to breathe, maybe reflecting on that experience, maybe dwelling a little longer in the presence of the risen Christ. I invite you to stay here for as long as you're able to. And when you're ready to come out, bringing the hands to heart center, connecting with that Christ presence within, the divine spirit dwelling within, and bowing forth to Christ, the Spirit in all things and beyond all things. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you for joining.